Welcome to the Learning Ideas Conference winter event interviews. And I'm David Guralnick, and I'm here with Fernando Salvetti. And Fernando is the founder and CEO of Logosnet and eReal, which is a mixed reality learning experience system, and probably more than that. And we'll be talking about that and more over this time. So Fernando, it's great to have you with us.
Hello, thank you, David, for inviting me. Happy to be here.
Right. Well, if you can tell everybody just a little bit about eReal and the set of capabilities and media and how learning by doing and how everything works, and then we can kind of take it from there.
Oh yeah, eReal basically is an immersive environment in order to really enhance experiences, educational and learning experiences inside an environment that is mixed reality or hybrid reality, because there are a number of sensorized objects, the Internet of Things, and the interaction is in between real human beings, digital humans, and sensorized and digitized objects. So, for example, you press a button into the real world, and something digitized happen on a wall. Or you are talking with an avatar and to an avatar that is speaking from a wall, and something more is happening inside the physical classroom. For example, some wind or a light starts to illuminate a corner. Think, for example, an escape room where you have to solve riddles that are partly into the real world, partly digitized. Or think a medical simulation with avatars performing as patients, as relatives, and the real people learning how to perform with this type of patient inside a highly digitized mixed reality environment. Or the same, management, organizational behavior. We are across industries in terms of experiences that we have used to design.
Great. So when you talk about mixed reality experience, so what kind of setup do you have? And I know that I've seen some of these myself. So you need, I think, in general, for the full mixed reality experience, you're talking about something that's in a physical room and images are projected. So can you talk a little bit more about what the experience is like and where it would take place?
Basically, we need one wall or one transparent surface to a real project, and we embed one or more walls, ideally at least three, with LiDARs that are working as proximity sensors and are enabling gesture shaping and touch interaction with the projected surfaces, one or more walls. The walls may be really brick and mortar, or we have used to install a pop-up, a portable pop-up, that is ready approximately in 4 hours. And that's all, because basically we need the projectors, ultra-short projectors. We need a pretty flat or curved surface, at least one, where we are needed to display images and videos, 3D, 4D, sometimes basically 2D, and a server. We have used to design and assemble our own servers, and a broadband internet connection, mainly if learners are in need to interact with the digital humans, because in this case, we have to upload in real time the audio caption in order to have it downloaded in a couple of milliseconds. But basically, it's easy and is a glasses-free environment. All what we do is glasses-free. Then if you have a need to embed, to merge wearable helmets, head-mounted displays, or other devices in order to enhance augmented reality effects or mixed reality effects, why not? But basically the experience, the immersive experience, is and happens inside a glasses-free environment.
Great. So the sort of the standard experience, which is obviously not standard really in the rest of the world, but standard by what you're doing, is somebody who will be going through the learning experience walks into the room, the room has the projectors and the sensors, so it's able to know a lot of things that they're doing, and they're able to see two-dimensional and three-dimensional images in the room without wearing any kind of special glasses. Did I summarize all of that correctly?
Yes, really correctly. Sometimes the room is really a room. Sometimes it's just a wall or a portable pop-up made by styrene and aluminum and iron. Other times could be is a truck. For example, in Washington, D.C., within the George Washington University, the School of Health Sciences, happened to us to be part of a big team that built an entire truck in order to immerse students among 3 walls, entirely projected, and also in order to enable students to interact with virtual contents via the HoloLens or via other devices that are mixed reality devices. So the installation could be quite flexible, because another example, in Bologna, within the Red Cross of Italy, happens to us to work inside a real helicopter, because the first responders are in need to learn how to intervene, sometimes in very challenging natural environments. So the helicopter is the immersive environment where we are expected to work in a way that is always immersive. So always is an immersive experience based and enhanced by mixed reality tools.
Right. So sometimes the room is the place where the experience takes place. Sometimes a realistic environment, such as a helicopter, is where the experience takes place, and you can layer things on top of the real environment. And then we talked a little bit then about the truck option, and the advantage to that then is that the environment is mobile, so you can drive the truck presumably very, very carefully. Somebody can drive the truck from one location to another, so that you can reach a wider audience, and they don't all have to be able to come to where the location is.
In this case, is the truck that is expected to reach the local audience, changing audience each couple of days, in order to really enlarge the number of people expected to jump into the truck. We are talking about 6,000 people per year, approximately. So a huge number of students. Other ways, our experiences may be installed as temporary installations inside the museums, inside scientific and technological parks. Happened in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, to install an aerial, a portable aerial, inside a Bedouin tent that was mounted into the hallway of an hotel. Downtown Riyadh, 4 or 5 stars hotel, a Bedouin tent in a hallway, inside the traditional carpets, the traditional coffee, the traditional tea, and 4 tents entirely projected with 3D images made interactive. People sitting on the carpets, enabled to interact by the flick of their hands, in this case, with projected contents about insurance acumen, about leadership development, about reinsurance agreements negotiation. So quite tough tasks, mixing and matching technical and professional skills with behavioral and many communication-related skills, in order to challenge people inside an immersive environment instead of a more traditional classroom. The delivery was 50 and 50%, 50 into distant, 50% remotely, directly from Switzerland in this case, because this is a project co-designed with the St. Gall Business School from the German-speaking part of Switzerland.
Well, that's quite a set of experiences. It's really sort of limited only by someone's imagination, I think, at this point. Let me ask a slightly different question. So if someone is in one of the learning experiences and they're in one of the immersive experiences, what are the ways that they can get a sense of how their performance is going. How are they doing? So if you're in a medical simulation and you're expected to be solving a patient's problem, how do you know how well that's working in this kind of environment?
In medical simulation, it's a little bit easier because you have to save a patient usually. In general, also inside a medical setting, but mainly for organizational behavior-related training, we provide feedback, behavioral feedback in real time, ongoing the immersive experience. So we provide a number of key performance indicators about the oral or spoken communication. We provide feedback and specific indicators about the paraverbal and the not verbal cues and indicators, for example, the tone of the voice, the pace of the voice, specific areas where the hertz or the decibels that are measured by our technical tools designed to provide real-time feedback are measured and are, let's say, a little bit out of the average expected range. Other times we use sociometric badges. Originally, sociometric badges were invented and developed in Boston by MIT many years ago. Then they lose interest in this type of tools in order to provide specific behavioral feedback. We decided were interesting, and we decided to keep alive this type of approach. So we designed our own sociometric badges, mainly to provide behavioral feedback. So museums are not usually in need of feedbacks, excluding tracking specific questions that visitors are asking the digital humans that we designed and we install inside museums. Behavioral training, general management, leadership, customer care, as well as medical simulation, as well as STEM education, mainly for higher education institutions, are really in need to be delivered with real-time feedback. So we do that, mainly tracking in real time 3, 4, 5, 6, not more, specific aspects that usually we agree with our clients. Ideally, we co-design and we take together the decisions, not only about the immersive scenarios that are the base for the immersive experience, but about the behavioral indicators, and first of all, about the learning objects. Usually 3 learning objects, 3 to 6 learning behavioral indicators, sorry, and 15 to 20, 25 minutes experience that has to be really immersive. Basically, is a lab, is an immersive lab. Then, before or after, you usually are trained inside a more regular classroom or online. There is also an online platform, an aerial online platform, mainly due to the COVID-related restrictions. And jumping into our cloud-based platform, you can start familiarizing with the same environment that you are expected to find into a brick-and-mortar facility. That is basically a phygital installation, physical and digital all together, because at the end, real is the merging of real and virtual worlds inside a room, or at least onto a wall.
So great. Well, Fernando, thanks so much. We are just about out of time. It's been great talking with you about your current work and your future work. There's always so much interesting work going on. So thanks again for spending the time with me today.
It's me thanking you and all of you, really. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.